Hey, what's going on? Sorry if I'm late. StreamYard just when it goes bad, it just goes bad.
Well, I think a lot of people are having problems with StreamYard over this past week, so
It was our
maybe
turn.
they're doing an upgrade or something. I don't know.
Has
I
to
don't know.
be. Like, I've never had this
Friggin'
many issues
rigging.
at one time. But we, but I'm thankful I made it. So yeah, I'm happy.
Yes, and we're grateful that you're here. I'm grateful that you're here. Hello, hello, everybody. Thank you so much for waiting for us in the chat. We really appreciate it. Welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe and the notification bell. Today on the docket, we have The Real Housewives of New York City, season 13, episode 4, Putting the Tiff in Tiffany's. I was chatting with Susan earlier in the chat, and she and I are of similar minds that this was kind of filler, and I kind of feel like production's really struggling to find activities during the middle of the panorama for these ladies to do. It just felt like a whole lot of nothing.
It was. I mean, that's how I felt as well. It was just nothing there, and this is why I tempered my excitement for this season. When I found that
Mm-hmm.
they weren't casting more wives, I was like, "Y'all in trouble," because you're not gonna have enough content to get you
Mm-hmm.
through the season. Like, and this is where I don't understand with Bravo. You have a formula that works. It's we've all said, well, most of us have said, 7 wives, 2 friends. Like when you have 5 wives and no friends, like you don't have enough people to give you the content that you need to have a.
Mm-hmm. Jamal, can you say something again? Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Ah, okay. I thought I
Gotta
had lost
love.
you there.
No, I'm just on speaker right now. So let's go. Let's
Oh,
just get. We'll just roll
okay.
with it.
All right. So let me just say hi to everybody. Hi, Vale. Hi, Susan. Hi, Gala. Hi, Nise. Thanks for joining us today. All right. So a quick summary of what I caught from this. Ramona chats with Sonia the day after her drunken rampage. Ramona plans a breakfast at Tiffany's themed dinner with a special guest. Garth works the ladies out while Ebony and Leah get glammed up. The ladies go oyster shucking, and that special guest finally arrives for dinner in an ambush. I lost Jamal. Okay. So basically, wait, I think we have him back. Wait, come on. You back?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome. Sorry
Okay.
about that.
Hey.
I'm just cracking up right now. I'm just laughing because it's like you're right. I've been hearing about StreamYard having a lot of issues for everyone, and I think it's just our turn. But thankfully, everything's
Okay.
out, so we're good.
Okay. All right. Well, just let me know if anything goes wonky and we'll roll with it.
Oh yeah, we always do. Like we've gone through this so many times before. We can't. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah. So okay. Anything that stuck out for you in this episode?
I mean, I think the main thing I took away, I think there were 2 things. One was the when they were in the ride, and Ebony told Luann, she's like, "Look, I'm about to tell you the truth about yourself." And she's like, "Oh, you are?" She's like, "Well, be careful." She's like, "I'm not going to be careful, so you can push back if you want to."
Mm-hmm.
And like she's let her know, and what Ebony said was spot on.
Mm-hmm.
And what caught me was when Sonia said, like, like you spend all your time with him and leave me in the cold, and it happens every time you get a new man. I'm like, that is true. I think what it is that Sonia's always there for everyone in their time of need, but now that she's going through something, she feels like there's no one there, and she starts,
Because Sonia's
you know
the
what I
one
mean?
that never has a steady boyfriend. But Luann picks up these men like, me going and picking up an apple at the grocery store. And she does, direct all of her attention to said paramour. I think Sonia should be used to that by now.
But how did you feel about how Luann described Sonia? Like, how did you take that? That she's just a one night stand. She's just basically a jump off. I was like, oof.
But here's the thing. That Luann looks down on all these women because she still feels in her head that she is the countess, and she doesn't own up to her own one night stand, jump off, slutty, whorish ways. Yes, I'm gonna say it. Luann is the pinnacle of countess hoe in this group. She is
I
pot
mean, Bethany.
calling kettle black.
I found it funny when she said that, and I'm looking at like, remember when you got mad when Bethany said the same thing to you, but Bethany said it straight out, like, and
Mm-hmm.
she said straight to your face, like, and like she wasn't really lying. So how are you gonna like quote unquote slut shame Sonia,
Mm-hmm.
which is what she did, which is to me that's what she did, saying you're just a jump off, da da yada yada. I'm like, well, no, that's not exactly accurate. Like Sonia sees different men over a long period of time. Has she had
Mm-hmm.
one like exclusive relationship?
No.
No,
And let's
no,
go back. Let's go back to that St. Bart's. Was it St. Bart's where Luann was
no. They're in the
allegedly.
Berkshires. Okay, so
No,
the
the
oh
pirate. Remember the pirate and the whole meltdown on the phone with Jean with who
was
was
it
her name?
St. Bart's?
Jacques?
I
Wasn't
thought
that St.
I thought
Bart's?
I thought Jill and Nora in St. Bart's.
No, Jill. Wait, where Jill went where she wasn't invited?
Was it St. John they were
St.
at?
John, right. That's where Jill went where she was uninvited. But remember that trip where I think it was St. Bart's. Luann was rumored to have slept with somebody, the pirate, and she had that big long conversation in French with Jacques saying that it was a lie. You don't remember that?
No, I do. I just want to know where they were.
I think it was St. Bart's because again, that was the trip that Heather mentioned at the
Yes,
table that
you're right.
paraphernalia came out when she and Kara was in the bed sleeping.
Yes, they say yes. So that one was St. Bart's. I always get St. Bart's and St. John mixed up. Always.
Yeah, well, the difference this how I tell them apart. Jill was uninvited for St. John,
Okay,
and I think that was where Turtle Time was, but it was the sleeping with the pirate in St. Bart's.
gotcha. You know what it was because I remember Jill mentioning that Simon and Alex were going to St. I thought she said St. Bart's at the low season. I think that's
Mhm.
where I got. I think that's where that came from. But yeah, I mean, you don't do that to Sonia like that when you're known around town. I mean,
Mhm.
I think for someone who has an apartment like really close to her ex husband's terrace, I would not be saying too much on that.
Okay, so I think where Luann fell in the bushes was in Mexico. I think that was Bethany's trip. And Scary Island was St. John.
That was St. John. That's where Jill
Yeah,
was up unannounced.
yeah, and where
Kelly went
Bethany
cuckoo.
went off on Kelly Ben Simone and called her crazy or something.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
go to
because
sleep.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that like I don't remember much about these shows, but there's key little things that I remember when people like Luann say crap like this to Sonia. Sonia's a happy hoe and she's happy with it, and I'm happy with Sonia being a happy hoe. But you can't go and insult another, like supposedly your friend, when your dumbass does the same shit.
I mean, the same thing, but worse, if we're being honest, because Sonya's now out here claiming these men is like, oh, this is mine. She's just like with Frenchie. She was with Frenchie for a minute. They weren't
Mm-hmm.
exclusive, but they were
Mm-hmm.
long term. Her and Harry, not exclusive, long term. Things of that nature. But the thing with Harry is what Luann is not sensitive to. That I think Sonya wanted to marry Harry, but she knew Harry wasn't the marrying type.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that one hits a little bit harder for her.
But you know what? All of these women need to own up to the fact that they all sleep with Sonia's leftovers.
Yeah.
They
That is
all sleep
true.
with Sonia's leftovers. I swear. So you know what? Oof. I know we have a situation on Atlanta with that, um, but it's a little different with Sonia because she's
Hmm.
not married, and neither are any of these men that when she's having her interludes with them, they're not married.
Hmm.
But it's the poaching in the same pond that could be the issue in common.
It could be annoying.
Yeah. Oh, wait, let me turn off. I just forgot. I didn't have my phone on silent. Even slept with Harry Dubin and Tom. Yeah, yeah, and I think as much as Luann needs Sonia, she can't admit it, and it still rubs her the wrong way that Sonia was sleeping with Tom. She still denies that. Tom never stopped sleeping with all the women that he was sleeping with during his courtship of Luann and while he got married to Luann. And I think that's why Luann gets so angry at Sonia because, again, it's another man that she has in common with Sonia. But that one hurts the most because she went and married that, lost her countess title, and divorced all within a year.
When everyone told her
And
not to.
exactly, they gave her the proof. Bethany, when they were, where were they?
Palm Beach.
Palm Beach. You know, she just makes really bad decisions. Own it, girl. As what's her name? Lisa Renna say? Own it. Own it.
Well, I
Own
mean,
it.
you kind of have to because you did this to yourself. Bethany came to you and says, "Look, I don't want to be the one to tell you all this, but this is what's going on. Do you want to know?" She said she wanted to
Mm-hmm.
see the proof. She saw the proof. She still married him.
Okay. Hey, Black Lavender. Hey, Paranormal Witch. Hey, GTA. Hey, Cooch. Thanks for joining us today. Um, what else? What else happened here? You know what? Everybody has been saying the past 3 episodes that they sick of Leah. I'm finally sick of Leah. How childish is it to say that you're going to take a vow of silence? I know you have stuff going on with your family, with your grandma. I feel bad for you. Prayers, you know, let everything be okay. But this is how you react to somebody saying, "Excuse me, I'm in the middle of a private conversation." Um, I don't know. I'm going to have to go back to that scene and rewatch if Ramona said anything like insulting, but I did, like if you walked into a conversation and someone says, "Do you mind, let me have a few minutes to finish this discussion?" I don't see anything wrong with that.
There isn't.
Um but she went off of the handle. I think she's itching for a way to behave badly without the use of alcohol.
Right.
I don't know.
I can
Mm,
agree with that. But with her, like, it's just, I've never been a Leah fan. But I'm not gonna sit here in front like I was not here for her pettiness with Heather. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like that didn't crack me up because that's that's what I want to see. If you're gonna be petty, but you don't need to be loud and do too much. But when she said Heather be doing the most, I'm like, okay, that's pop me killer right there. You talking about yourself right there because you always be
mhm.
doing the most.
So this is when she brings out the articles
Yeah,
at the dinner table. I
right.
thought I thought that was the best utilization of Leah. Get on your phone, bring up the receipts, and counter every excuse that Heather makes.
I mean, I'm gonna give Heather some credit on this one. I'm not a Heather fan either, by any means. But baby girl was tap dancing like Gregory Hines, trying to dodge them questions. I'm like, oh, she is tap dancing. I see Sammy Davis Jr. out there. She was she was doing it do. And Leah Bubukins, I'm sorry, you're not gonna get me with, oh, I just read this. I'm like, You've been had that on your phone. That was an
Mhm.
incognito window number 4. Quit playing. You didn't just
Mhm.
read nothing. You had all your receipts. As soon as you found out Heather was coming, you had all your receipts ready.
I also appreciated, I'm not a big Heather fan either, because thank God she did not utter one holla in this
Yeah.
episode. Thank God. Um, but you should have known you was coming into an ambush.
Right.
Hello, this reality TV. I did appreciate the fact that she owned what she said about Luann with regards
Right.
to not having a real
Uh,
relationship or
yep.
taking away anything from their relationship.
Mhm.
Because I can agree with that. Luann is very shallow and she's very self-centered.
Mhm. Oh, I
Sorry.
believe that. She's when she said, "Yeah, that's true." I was like, "Well, hey, at least you owned it." Like some stuff she wouldn't
She's
own.
always been known for that. Like if she like but I don't think she owns all of her mess.
No,
I would
not
say
all of
she
it.
owns about 60% of it.
Yes. Mhm.
About and that's a high percentage for a housewife.
It
Just say.
really is because when she had me dying when she's oh yeah that's true. I was like well I mean and Ebony was like well she was honest.
Mhm. What did you believe Heather's apology to Luann on if she hurt her with anything that she said?
No. Okay, let me take that back because here's why. I can only come from my perspective. And my
Mhm.
perspective is when you say something and you're saying it publicly, you know what you're doing. So you said it. So I don't believe that you I don't believe in apologizing for something that you said. The reason being you said it. So it came from somewhere. And
Mhm.
to say I'm sorry for what I said hurt you. Well, I don't believe it because you knew what you were saying was hurtful. So how can you
Mhm.
apologize? Like I said things to people where the way they took it is not the way I meant it. And I'll say like, you know what? I apologize if you took what I said in this way. That's not the way I meant it, but I still
Mhm.
stand by what I said. So
Mhm.
I let that person explain to me like how they took it, like exactly how they took it, so I can come back and say like, hey, well, no, that's not what I meant. I meant it in this way. So
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
apologize if I wasn't clear in the way I said it. But when you say what Heather said, I mean that's pretty clear, and you know it's hurtful.
Let me ask you another question because it just popped into my head. You know, you were
But wait a
saying
minute,
that,
real
huh?
quick, but did Luann deny the hard drug use though? I'm just saying.
But here's the thing. It goes regards to that statement that
Mhm.
Cooch made. Do you think Heather was tap dancing to be very careful with her words so that it doesn't fall back? Like, what if Luann loses her job because of that?
Oh yeah, she's trying to avoid defamation civil suit. That's what she's trying to do. That's all.
Yeah, so she had to tap dance real quick with regards to that because it's one thing to talk on your podcast. You have prepared,
Mhm.
you researched the article like how we do on the TCZ news.
Mhm.
We look at the articles, we talk about the articles, and we reference the articles. But if we are like here now and we don't have the articles, we're gonna be like, oh, well, sort of. I can't remember what I said.
Right. Yeah,
you
that's why you
know.
don't. That's why you have to be careful what you say, and then remember what you say when you say it. You know,
Mhm.
one thing you know what you meant when you said what you said about Luann. Come on now, complain.
No, of course she isn't gonna deny because she knows she did it. She knows she all up in that booger sugar.
Cooch
Mm-mm-mm.
and Cooch. She said, "Yep, Jamal Luann never denied it, and Leah all but said it was true. But when she brought it up, yep,
Mm-hmm.
that's the
Let's
way
face
I
it,
took it."
all of these women, well, the old cast,
Mm-hmm.
when they were on those trips back in the diggity day, yeah, I feel that they were all about the partying.
Hmm.
Just saying.
And what struck me was when Leah said, like, well, if I saw someone doing drugs, I would never say it. I'm like, okay. I'm just saying. And I think we all feel that way, but for her to say it like that in that moment, it's like, ooh, so you really do believe it, and you do believe that Heather ratted her out.
I think we need to bookmark that because I think that statement will come back to bite Leah in the ass eventually.
Hmm. Oh yeah, it's going to.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to. It's going to because for me, the issue with Leah is that she's too hungry for camera time.
Mm.
So it's going to lead her to put her foot in her mouth a couple of times. And I'm waiting for her and Ebony to fall out. That's gonna be a trip.
Oh shoot. Well,
Leah wants to be. I think some of Leah's quote unquote fame has gone to her head. Like people around her talking about she's new queen. I'm like, no, she's not. Y'all need to quit playing with them type of games. You can't be a rookie and be queen. It's not gonna work.
oh
Mm-mm.
Lord.
Mm-mm. Talking about she saved the show. Talking about she elevates the show. No, you don't. Like because if we took you out the show, we could replace you with anybody. It'd be okay. All we had to do was take you out and put Dorinda in, and we would be cool. Just saying. Like, don't act
Oh
like
my
you
God.
don't act like you're like the savior of RHONY. Calm down,
Look,
John and Dorinda.
she had a semi-decent debut season.
Hmm.
She gave me a laugh or two, but savior of the oops, savior of the franchise? No, I don't think
Yeah,
so.
like no one would know what Leah McSweeney was if you weren't on the show. Let's call a thing a thing. I'm sorry, like never heard of her clothing line. Just saying. What? What's up?
Jamal, I have something to tell you, and I'm sorry if you guys are hearing an echo. But yeah, we are also live streaming on Twitch.
Oh, nice.
I
It
just
worked.
checked it. Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah, so we're just playing around with this and seeing what we could do with it. So yeah, we decided to simulcast on Twitch to, probably upset some of the gamers over there thinking that we're a game channel when we're really not.
Too
Debbie
funny.
slept with Tom. Oh no, live on Twitch.
Too fun. Too funny. But I mean, going back to Leah, I mean, it's just I don't understand like where all the love for her came. I mean, like I know the season probably would have been dry without her,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not like you really did anything fantastic. Because if Bethany were there, no one really would have noticed you. Let's be honest.
But you know what it is? For me, bringing on Leah signified because Tinsley was there when she started her season, and it just signified a shift in this franchise in the demographic.
True.
The age demographic was scaling down. I wanted, like, yeah, it's nice to see like the old hags throw their cat around New York City, but there's more to New York City than the Upper East Side. She brought a different dynamic to the show,
Mm-hmm.
and with her entry into the cast, it also led to another demographic being Ebony. So now we've got, you know like the downtown area represented with Leah.
Mm-hmm.
Ebony is moving to Harlem. Her apartment purchase is in Harlem. We're gonna see, like, that's a I want these ladies, like how they bitched and moan about going downtown for Leah last season. I want to see them schlep their asses up to historic Harlem. I do. And I can't wait till we go out into the outer boroughs, because I remember when Alex McCord moved to Brooklyn, they all shunned her. Ain't nothing wrong with Brooklyn.
Yep. I sure did. I'm not schlepping all the way to Brooklyn.
If you can take your happy asses 3 hours out to the island, Long Island, you can go to fucking Brooklyn. I'm sorry. And I'm not saying that because I used to live in Brooklyn. I'm just saying all of New York City needs to be represented, not just the Manhattan Island. There's a lot of diversity. There's a lot of culture. There's a lot of good happenings going on in all five boroughs. Like, stop. They're
I mean, there's
so
no reason why you can't have one lady who lives in each borough and then a couple of friends.
Now, I ain't telling you I want to go out to Queens.
Okay, what is it about the little queen? I had a coworker. I kid you not. So I'll tell the story real quick. So it was years ago. I was working the front desk, and we opened the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So, and my coworker had lived in New York for a long time. She just came back to help her mother out, and she was going back. And I told her that one day I'm gonna like live in New York, go to New York, do all this stuff. She's like, okay, you don't go to Queens. I'm like, what? What is up with what's up with Queens? She's like, she's like, no, you just don't do Queens. We don't do that. I was like, what? She's like, Queens is not the business. I was like, okay. So then we had this like one annoying member, like so annoying, so annoying. And we were talking to her, and we just to be polite. And my coworker's like, okay, so where are you from? She's like, oh, from like, and she wants to say like Manhattan. Da, da, da. She's like, you don't sound like someone from Manhattan. No, really, where were you like born and raised? Oh, I'm from like Jamaica, Queens. She's like, okay. She's like, okay, got it. She's like, okay, that's cool. She's like, I lived in New York for a long time. So she leaves, and she's like, no wonder I can't stand her. She's from Queens. I'm like, what?
Well, you know what
What?
my thing is with Queens? I ain't gonna lie. Back in the day when I lived in New York, right?
Okay.
Queens had the worst pothole problem in their streets. I broke my mother's
Oh.
axle driving my
Oof.
friend home to her Queens. I think she lived in was it Astoria? I can't remember. But she lived in Queens. I broke my mother's car axle. Like, yeah, no, I don't like Queens. I'm sure, I hope that they have fixed that issue in Queens with their streets. But
Mm.
yeah, first and last time that I did anything like that in Queens.
So I was like, if it's good enough for Elliot Stabler, it's good enough for me.
Mm-mm. I don't know. If I had to move back to New York, I would not be living in Queens. Just saying. Um,
I
but
got
you
on the train
know,
going the wrong way they're going though. I thought I was really doing something. I'm gonna be a New Yorker. I'm gonna take the train. This is gonna be good stuff. So I was meeting a friend for dinner and got the first train correct.
uh-huh.
Got the second train. I got on the wrong train on the wrong platform. So I'm looking at the little blue dot, knowing I'm supposed to be going one way. I'm going towards, like, why am I going towards Queens? Why is my little blue dot going towards Queens? I'm like, I'm on the wrong train. So I have to
Uh-huh.
get off the train, go back to the station, get off the train, go to the right platform, get on the right
Mhm.
train to go back where I was going. I'm like, this is a mess. I'm like, really? No one better ever
Yeah.
complain about BART again.
What is BART? Oh, that's your transit system?
Yeah,
Ah.
two platforms.
You see, but that's the thing. I get confused when it's that simplistic. Like Canada is that simplistic. You either go north, south, east, west. And I couldn't figure it out. My cousin Pamela, we both lived in New York for many, many years. We couldn't figure out the Toronto transit system because it was so basic. Whereas we can do the noodle system that is New York City Metro
Right.
Transit. Like we can figure it out no problem. All the like if you've ever
Yeah.
seen our subway like
I took
map,
a picture. I took a
it's
picture
a
on the map.
mess.
I took the picture on the map. I can't seem to find it, but I took a. I thought it was so cool. I'm like, this is the map of the New York. I'm gonna take a picture, like being
Mm-hmm.
all touristy. I'm like, this is the whole map. People in California would lose their minds with this.
Yep. I had problems with the UK Underground. I had problems with the metro in Paris. Like they're 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 not as simple as Toronto, but they weren't as difficult as New York, and it just took me a while to like figure it out. And I don't know if it's a deficiency on my end.
No, I think in your mind you're like, it can't be this easy.
Yeah, and then I still wind up going the wrong way. It's sad. It's very sad. All right, so I'm not from New York. I only know the neighborhoods from playing Grand Theft Auto 4. Aw, GTA. Well, at least you know that. Yay. Um, oh wait, look, GTA says from New England and Boston's grand transit system is just as confusing. San Diego's is easy as pie.
Mm.
Oh, well then I will get lost in San Diego if that's the way to do it. Yeah. Anything else stuck out to you? Did you like the oysters outing?
That was interesting.
I like the table setup when they got to the dinner. Who was it? Oh, Ramona had issues trying to open her oyster.
She just couldn't handle it.
Mm-mm-mm. What else did they do? Garth came over to work the ladies out. Um,
I'm sorry, if I'm going to the Hamptons, I'm not trying to like work out. Like if I need to meet your man, we can meet him in New York at a dinner. I'm sorry.
well, maybe Luann has to give Garth an occupation.
Well, he's a trainer, so I mean, I get it, but I'm not like if I'm going to the Hamptons to relax and eat, I'm not trying to work out. I'm just not doing it. And if this is just all for us to meet your man, we could have met him at like an oyster bar in New York. I mean, no,
I love it that Ebony does glam every day.
she does not
I
care.
I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And she's, makes no bones about it. No, I'm not going to work out with you because this I have to get in order. Bye.
Yeah, she just said I'm just not doing it. So
um, oof. Do you think that it was kind of shady for Ramona to put Heather in the lower level?
I mean, if it was the only room left, no.
Okay. All right. So next,
Remember, Heather got there like a day or so after them, so it would make sense
yeah,
like that'll be the last room left, because no one wants to be down there.
that's true. That's true. Oh, before we end this, the conversation that Ebony has with her mom regarding grandma. And I think that they like the decision to take her off of the feeding tube. Ebony's mom wants to pass over to Ebony.
Yeah, she's like,
What?
She's like, I'm not doing it. You're not getting me caught up with that.
Oh my God. But yeah, I thought like I want to meet her mom. I want her mom to come on this show because I think she'd be a hoot.
Her mom sounds fun.
Yes, yes. And just to get to know like more about Ebony, I think it would be cool if her mother was comfortable with it. I would love to see her mom come on the show. Next week, Luann talks about her upcoming theme. I guess the ladies are taking turns with their themes, and she's gonna do nude drawing and painting with these women. Everything does come down to sex with them. Ramona is right. At the dinner
Yeah,
table, they started talking about what were they talking about? Penis sizes
yeah.
and balls bigger than penises. Um, just when I think that Ramona gets a lot of like penis, she then goes and reacts like this, and it makes me think that she's sexually repressed.
I mean, I get it, but just like it can't be that deep, though. I'm sorry.
Or better yet, she should be used to this by now.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. You don't want to hear it all the time, but it's like, to a degree, it's like, come on now. There has to be something else we can talk about.
But right now, there is nothing else going on this show. Let's call a thing a thing. There is nothing else going on.
No, there isn't, because there's not enough people.
Hi, Sherry Landscaping, and hi to anyone that I missed in the chat. Thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate it. Is there anything else that you guys want to highlight in this episode? I mean, it really was filler. Just let us know. Put it in the live chat if you don't feel comfortable with that. Please leave us a comment after the show in the comment section. And don't forget, hit that like button. We appreciate it. But yeah, I can't wait to see the new drawing. Just for Ramona. I want to see. I think Ramona will be the star of that event. I ain't gonna lie. I think they do it to upset Ramona on purpose at times.
They
I would
do. I
agree
think
with
so.
this. Yeah, I would agree with it. Oof. Okay. Ooh. This is what it was. Leah said that she need a man to eat her ass out.
Hey,
Okay, now. Oh, whatever. Anywho, so yeah,
like
that was the show.
round to I don't call it repression. I think it's too much info that I don't care about. Who are they trying to convince? That's my thing with Leah, and it's always Leah leading the charge on this. It's like maybe if you acted better, you actually can get a man to keep a man who do you on the regular. What's going on with your business? Why aren't we hearing about your business? That's my thing with her. Like, it's just with Leah. I don't really care to know you because you haven't shown me anything worth knowing.
I think she learned a lesson about bringing up her business on the show last season when Dorinda went off on her and Sonia. I think she does that off camera. I think that the production company has given her instructions to just stir the pot, rile up people, and get them upset because she probably told them, I'm not going to be drinking this season. So they're like, oh, okay, well, can you do this, this, or this? And that's what she's chosen.
She's doing this, and this. She's like, look, I ain't doing this. They're like, okay, look, you can't be that boring. We need you to do something.
Right. Because if you're not going to get shit face every other episode, why did we give you an increase in pay?
Right. Why did we bring you back?
Yeah. So that's what I feel with her. Ebony is just really feeling her way around these women masterfully. I like it that she's not backing down. Especially when the Imperial Countess comes out. I can't wait till next week when she tells the Countess that she's more educated than all of y'all at the table. And of course, the Countess interprets that wrong and says, you're not telling me I'm not educated. Like, bitch, a thing is a thing. Show me them certificates.
And she didn't say that you had no education. She just said, I have more education than you guys.
Exactly.
There's a difference.
Exactly. Like, I think Countess is going to be the first one to show her ass. Everyone thought it was going to be Ramona. I think Ramona came into this season knowing that she had to mind her P's and Q's around everybody, not just Ebony, around everybody. Luann, because she's struggling with the bottle, I feel she's going to be the first one.
Because she always almost lost it because she can't drink. I'm like, oh.
And somehow I really do feel like she's drinking.
I wouldn't be surprised.
She's the type of woman that I could see like putting it in a spray bottle and spraying it in her mouth instead of like taking a real sip. She's just getting like the essence of liquor.
Or she's like, well, she has like, or she does one of these. Oh, I'm just spraying a little
I'm
perfume.
walking into that scent.
You're like, I got you. So if she's drinking, I'm not surprised. But
yeah,
Well, you haven't heard Cabaret yet, so I'm going to take it that Garth is her new Cabaret this season.
Yes, yes, she does have a very addictive personality and she latches onto something and beats it till it's dead. So Cabaret is Cabaret, and so now it's all about Garth.
Oh, excuse me, so sorry, but yeah, I think I'm going to need the Bravo. I like I said, I tempered my expectations of the season just based for the casting. And purely like the women are good. I mean, they all look great. They're actually funny this season. It's just you don't have enough content with just five, and that's what's gonna kill these shows. Like casting is essential.
Mhm. Oh, Leah does need a little more class at times. Agreed. I don't see Leah following through with Jewish. Got you. Agreed. I like Ebony. Agreed. Sonia is lonely and miserable. Agreed.
Great.
Luann is going to have trouble with Ebony and hiding drink. Agreed. 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 Sherry. Yes. You know, this season is a little rocky, but again, we have only 5 wives and it's being filmed October, November-ish, during
Yes.
last year. And you notice that I have a feeling they're going to be spending a lot of time out on the island because Long Island was the
Mhm.
only place that had things open,
Right.
you know. It's going to be a long journey with this season. But hopefully we'll only have like 10 or 12 episodes.
Mhm. That's what I'm hoping a short season.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Any final thoughts on our
Nope.
mess?
No, I think we're good.
All right, guys, thanks for coming and joining us today. We really appreciate it. I put up the shows for the rest of the week. So don't forget to hit your set your reminders for each of them at 2 o'clock. Tomorrow we're doing Beverly Hills. And something else. What else are we doing tomorrow?
Is it Beverly Hills? What's tomorrow? Thursday?
Yeah.
What are we doing tomorrow? Let me just take a peek. My
And then
apologies.
Friday we have Married at First Sight Australia. I'll probably watch tonight Married at First Sight US, just to see the finale of their reunion. We might touch on that a little bit during Australia, depending on what kind of shit they present to us. Um, but are we doing something else tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow's Beverly Hills in our
Oh,
Bravo and review
bravo.
with Married to Medicine, Below Deck Sailing,
Yep.
and some other person I think.
And we're going to do that live, guys. It won't be a premiere. We're going to do that live. We're moving it from Saturdays to tomorrow.
Hmm.
And it will be live at 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 noon Pacific. So hopefully you'll join us and give us a little feedback on these shows. We really appreciate it. And if there are any, like New Jersey is going off, we're not doing Extreme Sisters anymore. What else is wrapping up? MAFS US is wrapping up tonight as
Hmm.
well. I think MAFS Australia is coming to an end as well.
In about a week or
Um,
two, right? And they have like 2 weeks
yep.
left.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys want us to do what is it, Life After Lockup or Love After Lockup that's coming back?
I thought it was Love After Lockup.
Okay. Do you want to do that, Jamal?
Yeah, I like that show.
Okay, so Susan says Unhinged. What's that? Where's
It's
that?
it's a movie, I believe.
Oh, okay, okay. Is it scary?
It's about road rage basically.
Oh, I'm not watching that. I don't like scary stuff. Sherry, yes, I'm excited for Friday's Australia, Maps Australia too. That show just gives me tingly feelings all the time. Um,
That's what so you can watch as a
Gala,
marathon, not care.
yeah. Extreme Sisters is too weird, extreme, and hopefully scripted. It just wasn't giving us anything. It was kind of boring. So yeah, we've ditched that. So our TLC Tuesdays will be just 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After, and Seeking Sister Wife. So that'll be next Tuesday. Um, okay, so Jamal, you're gonna watch Unhinged. You let me know what it's like.
Okay,
So is that it for now?
that's it. We're good.
Okay, well, guys, don't forget on your way out, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, the notification bell, hit that thumbs up for us, and we will see you tomorrow afternoon. Until next
Yep,
time,
of course.
bye.
Bye.